Ang third discipline ay discipline of earning. Ang discipline of earning is very much connected to the discipline of learning and of course sa discipline of believing. You can say na yung discipline of believing is like keeping connected or sustaining the connection sa spirit of abundance natin. That we always sustain the thought, the belief, the conviction that we are rich. At yung discipline of learning is our way of downloading informations in a domain where we want to actually learn and earn eventually. Ang discipline of earning is about the harvest in that domain. The harvest that you want in life. Like long ago, kung gusto mong mag-harvest ng mais, then magtatanim at mag-aalaga ka ng mais. Kung gusto mong mag-harvest ng mangga, then magtanim at mag-alaga ka ng mangga. Today, kung saan mo gusto mag-harvest ng earnings mo, doon ka magtatanim at mag-aalaga. And you have to understand that there is a process of time before the earning happens. And so that's why you have to use all the three habits, the three disciplines altogether. So kung gusto mong mag-harvest as an entrepreneur, as an employee, as an investor, as a blogger or whatever, self-employed or combinations of them, then sa mga areas na yon, doon ka magtatanim. In essence, the discipline of earning is practicing what you have learned and being rewarded for doing so while you are enjoying it as well. Ang discipline of believing, in a way, ang nagtanim at nagbigay ng buhay to the vision of a great and prosperous future, at ang discipline of learning naman ang nag-cultivate at nag-nurture para lumago yung vision. Nagkaroon siya ng physical manifestation. Napaniwalaan mo siya lalo. And then the discipline of earnings naman ay ang pamumulaklak at pagbubunga ng iyong discipline of learnings. So, ang discipline of earning ay a habit of harvesting from what you are proficient of. You see, you can actually lose your harvest or not maximize it kung hindi ka proficient, kung hindi ka disciplined sa earning. Earning money or wealth therefore means expending energy as well. To expend means to consume, to use up in exchange of a gain, which is money. So your money or your wealth is therefore a reflection of your conscious or subconscious, even physical energy. We've mentioned sa mga previous sessions natin, the words are spirit, and spirit is a type of energy. Now we are saying that money is in a way an energy as well. You can say that your money is a reflection of your accumulated energy. That is your earned money, your gained money. That is like a reserve of your energy. For instance, nagtatrabaho ka ng 8 hours and binayaran ka ng 1,000 pesos for the day. That's spending your energy to earn 1,000 pesos for 8 hours. Now, nag-decide ka na kumain ng isang mamahaling hamburger, which costs you 500 pesos. Basically, you are trading your energy of 4 hours of work to get a 40-minute experience of a tasty, delicious hamburger. So money is energy, and we trade our energy for other resources or better experiences in life. It's the same thing kung let's say nagpalaba ka and you pay someone to actually do the laundry for you. So that means pinagpalit mo yung inconvenience na i-spend mo yung energy mo para maglaba ka. Instead, you pay someone to spend their energy para yung labahan mo, sila na maglalaba. So that's how energy and money is equivalent. To earn money means that we have to wisely use our energy in doing so. And there are ways to earn money more than the amount of energy you put in. In other words, pwedeng maglagay ka ng 8 hours of work, pero ang bumabalik sa'yo ay like 1 week amount of energy in terms of money. The discipline of earning happens when you have learned and proficiently practiced some expressions of energy, and it becomes valuable to other people. Example natin is kung magaling ka maglaba, then, meron kang expression of your energy and people actually value yung paglalaba mo kasi malinis, maputi, mabango. And so people will come to you and they will actually spend their money in exchange of the value where you are putting your energy into. That's a simple illustration. Ang tatlong expressions of our energy where we can earn or monetize are as follows: skill-based earnings, specialization-based earnings, and system-based earnings. Other people or entity, like corporations, they also give us money in exchange for the value that they get or experience from where we put our energy into. So, whether it's skill-based, specialization-based, or system-based yan, laging merong exchange of value na nagaganap. Now, we have to find or create a value that we will be known for. Sa iba, ang tawag dyan ay parang brand mo. Diba? Ayan yung personal brand or association or trademark mo or trade service mo. And this is not limited to one dimension. Pwedeng marami kang value na na-deliver sa iba't ibang areas of life. Ang habits of creating, sourcing, and or exchanging of values ang nagiging discipline of earnings natin. Keyword dito ay value. Ano ba ang value or halaga? For example, magaling kang karpintero at ang neighborhood mo ay nangangailangan ng carpentry skills. Maraming nasirang mga bahay, pintuan, mga furnitures. Then may value ang skills mo sa iyong neighborhood as a marketplace. Lalo na kung ikaw lang pala ang mag-isang karpintero sa lugar. Ang tawag dyan ay utility value. Let's say may nahukay ka namang ginto sa bakuran mo. Then, pwede mong ibenta ang mga ginto na yan dahil may value ang mga yan, regardless kung anong shapes or sizes ng mga yan. Kahit hugis, ebs ba yan, kung ginto yan, may value pa din yan. Kasi wala sa gamit niyan, wala sa utility niyan. Ang tawag dyan ay intrinsic or inherent value. Parang ang buhay lang din, di ba? Ang baby, pag maliit pa, mayroong value. Kahit na walang utility value yan, hindi niya kayang maghugas ng puwet niya, hindi niya kayang pakainin ang sarili niya, iyak ng iyak. Yet, inaalagaan ng mga matatanda because the life of the baby has an inherent or intrinsic value in itself. Sadly though, pag tumatanda tayo, ang sinasabi ng mga matatanda before, no, lalo na, which this one I cut this off sa aking mga anak. Ang sinasabi ng mga magulang ng araw ay, wala kang kwenta, hindi ka man lang mautusan. Now, they are equating your utility value against your inherent value. So, yung bata nako-confuse growing up. Wala daw akong kwenta, sabi ng aking mga nanay, ng teacher ko. Kasi wala daw akong kayang gawin. And that affects the spirit of the person. In fact, that can lead to the growth of the poverty spirit in the person. Now, going back to the value, I just have to insert that para maintindihan natin ang kahalagahan ng value. There is a utility value and there is an inherent or intrinsic value. Meron din tayong tinatawag na aspirational or lifestyle value, kung saan ang isang bagay ay mahalaga dahil sa feelings and perceptions na dala nito. For example, may bumili ng Rolex at may bumili ng Casio. Parehong relo lang naman yan eh. Pero yung naka-Rolex, na may tighahalagang milyon-milyon ang relo, lifestyle niya yun eh. Gusto niyang i-project yung kanyang lifestyle, yung kanyang status. Same thing din, pag bumili ka ng sasakyan, whether Toyota Vios yan or Ferrari. Sa tindi ng traffic sa Metro Manila, you might still get into the same place at the same time. Pero iba ang feeling at status at perception na meron ang mga nakapaligid at even yung bumili mismo kapag ang sasakyan niya ay hindi Toyota, kundi Ferrari or Lamborghini. So, we exchange or trade value to generate earnings. Pero bago natin i-exchange, we either create that value or source it somewhere else. So let's talk about marketplace value. Pwede kang mag-create ng domain, knowledge, skills, or expertise bilang professional value mo na pwede mo i-trade for earnings. Maraming tao, ang kanilang professional value ay ang kanilang skill-based value. So, kapag multiple related skill sets na ang na-master mo as your domain, then hindi na skill sets lang yan. Specialization-based value na rin yan. For example, graphic artist ka, so nagde-design ka lang, lahat papadesign sa'yo. That's a skill-based value. Pero kung marunong ka na rin magsulat, no, mag-copywriting, at marunong ka na rin mag-market, so hindi na siya skill. It's a specialization na, no? So you can become a marketing consultant. So hindi na siya ngayon skill-based, kundi specialization-based na siya. Pwede kayo mag-create ng domain solutions or services sa pamamagitan ng business infrastructure. At ito ay pwede mong i-offer as a scalable source of earnings mo. Medyo mas komplikado ito dahil ito ay business model type. Dahil may certain level of learnings ka dito na kailangan. Hindi sapat ang skill-based or specialization-based lang. Ito ay pwede mong i-scale or i-duplicate over and over. System-based value naman ang tawag dito. For example, kung ikaw ay magaling na marketing specialist, instead na ikaw lang, ino-offer mo lang yung sarili mong services, this time, nag-create ka ng agency or ng company mo in which you train people to become just like you and you hire them so that this time, hindi lang isa, dalawa, tatlong kliyente ang kaya mong i-handle. You actually trained, let's say, 10 people in the course of 3 years. And itong 10 people na to, they are the ones who actually took clients on your behalf. You get to split the earnings together. So now you can increase your earnings because you build a system-based value. So in essence, ang skill-based at specialization-based value ay somehow limited dahil dependent lang ito sa earnings ng isang tao. Pero ang system-based value ay pwedeng maging unlimited dahil ito ay pwedeng i-scale through technology, through other people, or other resources. Balikan natin yung examples natin, si Kulas at saka si Ederito. Let's say masipag si Kulas at naniwala siyang mayaman na siya dahil narinig niya kay Bert, ang spirit of abundance. Then may nakita silang job opening na magtataho. Then skill-based ang discipline of earnings nila. Pero ito ay limited based lang sa time and effort na pwede nilang ilagay sa work nila. However, si Ederito after 3 months ng pagbibenta ng taho, nagsabi siya sa boss niya kung pwede siyang mag-work sa production and internal operations ng pagtataho instead na magbenta lang siya. So tinanggap naman siya. After 1 year of working sa iba't ibang department ng taho production, nag-resign si Ederito at naging taho business development consultant siya. So this time, specialization niya na ang business development ng mga taho. So, kumuha siya ng iba't ibang kliyente sa iba't ibang lugar at siya ay naging magaling na consultant. But after 2 years, umuwi na lang siya ng probinsya at si Ederito doon nagtayo ng sarili niyang business na flavored taho production and distribution. By then, hindi na skill-based at hindi na rin specialization-based ang value ni Ederito, kundi system-based na. Nakapag-create siya ng value sa pamamagitan ng scalable na business at pwedeng i-trade ng kanyang mga distributors o ng kanyang mga magtataho vendors. Naalala nyo ang success story ni Rodolfo at Rochelle De Leon sa Session 2? Isang example yon ng transition from skill-based, gumagawa lang ng yellow at ice candy, into a system-based. Gumagawa at nagdi-distribute ng flavored ice cream sa iba't ibang schools and stores, hindi lang sa kanilang bayan, kundi eventually sa iba't ibang towns and municipalities and cities as well. Lahat ng tao ay pwedeng mag-start at least with one skill-based or specialization-based earnings or discipline. Ang maganda dito, hindi ito pwedeng manakaw sa'yo ng kahit na sino. At parang yung ice candy ni Rodolfo at Rochelle De Leon, pwede mong gawing system-based ang nasimulan mong skill-based or specialization-based na discipline of earning. Ang importante lang ay alam mo kung ano ang value na nakukuha ng market mo sa disciplines of earning mo. Humanap ka ng domain kung saan mataas ang value at demand for that value. Then believe and learn the skills or the systems in that area, in that domain. Tandaan, nothing is impossible to them that believes. Another thing to keep in mind is maganda yung mag-build ng discipline of earnings kung saan ma-express mo yung iyong sense of purpose, yung iyong fulfillment, so to speak. What if nag-e-enjoy ka sa ginagawa mo and then kumikita ka din while doing it? Diba? That's the best case scenario kung saan dapat tayo mag-build ng discipline of earnings. I always ask the people that we mentor kung ano ang kanilang superpowers. Now, what I mean by superpowers is ano yung most fulfilling activities mo sa buhay na kapag ginagawa mo ito, natutuwa at nabibless din ang mga taong nakakakita at nagbe-benefit sa most fulfilling activities or pursuits mo in life. Yung most fulfilling contributions mo ay indicator of your value in your local community or perhaps even in the global marketplace. This is important kasi may mga maganda ang income nila now pero hindi nila gusto ang ginagawa nila. Like may mga OFWs na nangangarap sana malapit na lang sila sa pamilya. And even mga corporate workers, executives na may desire sila na mag-start ng sarili nilang business to have the freedom of mobility to be with their family. May iba naman na gusto nila yung ginagawa nila pero nalilimitahan sila sa buhay dahil sa napakaliit naman at hindi sapat ang kinikita nila doon. So it's not also a good place. Like those who work in ministry or volunteerism projects, Marami sa kanila, they have to forgo the possibility of earning money. And I think that's not a good balance. As we mentioned sa previous sessions natin, money is the fruit of the spirit of abundance. So money flows to us because people are blessed, and the more we exercise our superpowers or most fulfilling contributions, people want us to do more of what we do. So it's a good thing din na alamin natin kung ang discipline of earnings na tinututukan natin ay gusto natin ang impact nito sa ibang tao. Dahil for me, may sense of fulfillment or purpose yan. 'Di ba? Mahirap naman na, ang laki ng kikitain ko dito pero negative yung impact sa environment ko. 'Di ba? Holdapan pala yung business mo, no? So, something like that. So, hindi naman okay. It has to be something that everybody is blessed because that's what the Lord wants for us. Kapag may sense of fulfillment or purpose ang iyong discipline of earnings, whether malaki o maliit ang kita o ang income for a season, gagawin mo pa rin yan. Hindi ka magsasawa. Why? Because for you, you are on purpose. If this becomes the case, then you found a good discipline of earnings mo. In short, nag-build ka ng habit para kumita ka from it and may sense of fulfillment and contributions din sa mga ginagawa mo. For instance, I love to share the good news of God's kingdom, to build people's faith in God and to experience His reality. I also love to encourage people and make them feel confident, victorious, and lift their spirits up. May sense of fulfillment ako every time na ginagawa ko yan. When I realized na pwede ko itong gawin sa business and product platform natin sa Change Life Project, then I passionately shared our product platform and our business platform. Whether mauwi yan sa successful transaction or purchase, o kahit hindi, it doesn't matter. I feel like I always make the win. And now that keeps me going over and over again. What I'm simply saying here is that merong mga efforts tayong ilalagay, meron tayong mga disciplines or habits na i-build. But we have to understand whether we are building a skill-based, a specialization-based, or a system-based earnings in the process. Of course, they are a combination of some of this or all of this kuminsan. Now, we are saying this because all disciplines are beneficial naman. However, they are not created equal. Kung sipag lang ang dahilan para mas malaki ang earnings ng isang tao, then dapat marami ng maunlad, marami ng mas mabilis nag-manifest ang abundance sa buhay nila. So we have to acknowledge na kailangan din nating pumili ng tamang disciplines na bibigyan natin ng pansin. Yung system-based earnings ang may pinakamalaking potential return sa lahat ng disciplines na i-build mo. Bakit nga ba mas magandang pumili ng disciplines of earnings na system-based kesa sa skill-based or specialization-based lang? Well, karaniwan kasi ng skill-based or specialization-based na discipline ay nauuwi sa single income mentality. Kaya ang tao, example, naghahanap ka lang ng trabaho. Actually, hindi income ang iniisip mo doon in the long term, but it becomes a single income mentality. And that's the rules of the game na pinasok mo. Ganon din kung naging specialist ka. Mas malaki ang kikitain mo sa skill-based, but at the same time, medyo limited pa din siya because you are only able to produce based on the amount of personal involvement na pwede mong ilagay. Pero ang system-based disciplines ay karaniwang nauuwi sa tinatawag nating multiplied income strategy. In other words, the system can duplicate the effect for you over and over again. Pwede mo rin sabihin multiple income strategy where you can actually multiply your sources of income. Kung meron kang spirit of abundance, gusto mo mas malaki ang earnings mo, right? Well, it's not for the sake of money but for the sake of having more time, more mobility, more resources para magkaroon ka ng impact hindi lang sa sarili mo, maging sa mga mahal mo sa buhay and to your community as a whole. At ang discipline of earnings na may multiple income strategy ay mas magandang bigyan ng atensyon at panahon dahil sa next nating discipline of abundance, which is the discipline of giving.